Phantom Knight Infernity. Personally, I'm not a fan. Well, want to figure out why? Keep watching, but first, my intro for Infernity Week. So, why do I not like PK Infernity, Phantom Knight Infernity? Why don't I build it? Well, first of all, the build that's already online, I forgot which YouTuber did it, some guy did it, and Infernity Phantom Knight, if you just literally search on YouTube, you'll find it. No need for me to link the video. Then again, if people want it, I can link it in the description, but like, it's easy to find. There's no need for me to build it because that build is fine. I don't see much to adjust, personally. That said, I don't like this variant for two reasons. One, brave adventurers, the racism archetype, will come out soon, and combining that with Phantom Knight instead of Infernity is just superior, and it's actually going to be one of the top meta decks. If you already have the cards laying around for that, basically, why would you even trickle down your deck with Infernity and make it, in my opinion, worse? It doesn't even make sense. And two, it's not the greatest hybrid for Infernity as a pure variant. Now, there might be some value in running a certain amount of Phantom Knight cards. Especially going via the Phantom Knight link is something I've showcased on the channel before, which I'm not the hugest fan of, but something you can do. Mainly because extra deck space is tight, you kind of have to run additional Garnets in your main deck, although those Garnets aren't really true Garnets. Because you can just go Carabini into it, and then if you have Boots in hand you can special it, then the only other breaks you have is like Tear Skill, which you can just discard another Tear Skill, so in the end it's probably fine. I don't know, I tested it and I wasn't the biggest fan. Like, if you're building PK Infernity, you're probably just playing a 3x Infernity deck that runs a few PK cards engine, which is fine, by the way. I just don't see much value in a dedicated PK Infernity list, mainly because I just don't think PK is that great of an engine, especially not combined. Like, PK to function already needs to run extenders, and then you're just mixing additional bricks in, and the end result will just be bricky hands. The biggest advantage the variant has is access to multiple Fork Blades, theoretically. That can easily get out multiple Fork Blades, one via its own search, one via the link. So even if your Infernity side gets interrupted, you have 2 Monster Negate, but keep in mind, Fork Blade is a hard once per turn, so you only really get 1 Monster Negate. Like, I suppose there's some inherent value to the deck. I just think there's better normal summons out there. I'd rather have a Tour Guide over a Tear Skill, or I'd rather have a Dr. Frankendorp over a Tear Skill, or maybe even Mathematician. I actually never playtested Mathematician, but that could be an additional option. But like, when I compare those options to the Tear Skill, I'm personally not convinced. If Phantom Knight had a search spell outside of Reinforcement of the Army, which is currently limited, I would consider it, but with 1 Reinforcement of the Army, I don't feel it. So, for me, Phantom Knight Infernity isn't great. I don't like the option. If you like the option, that's fine. Look it up on YouTube. A great guy that, by the way, made Infernity PK, the famous list. If I had to say, I thought the guy was called Logan, but I might be wrong. He has some interesting Infernity builds. He's like the only Infernity YouTuber that I give some credit to. He has some decent builds. I'm still gonna say I have the best ones, which people will probably be upset about. Oh my god, you can't just say you have the best deck list. Well, I spent so much fucking effort on it. Give me some credit. But you know, his lists aren't too bad, especially the PK build. It's functional. I just don't like the variant. But if you do, check it out on his channel. Consider this a shoutout. But I'm not a fan. Which, you know, it's fine to disagree on things, you know? You don't always have to agree on stuff. That's something that's hard to comprehend for some people at times, but I just don't like the variant. I'd rather actually play PK or play actual Infernity. I don't think the mix makes much... I don't think the mix makes much sense. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this discussion. Peace!